Welcome to Behind the Glass with Dean Serneels. Again, this week we have a great bar trick that's going to help you do a really cool garnish on top of a cocktail. We are also going to change up the drink mechanics just a little bit this week and show you something a little more off the wall. Then, our guest of the week was actually caught up in Texas and couldn't make our show this week, so I was inspired by one of my favorite books, Straight Up Around the Rocks by William Grimes. Thanks for joining us. This is Behind the Glass with Dean Serneels. Top of the glass, just like that. A little bit of the drink comes up into it, but I can have anything I want. Floating on top of there is a chocolate raft. That is our bar trick of the week. This really cool garnish that floats right on top of the drink. Here was something strange and wonderful. A man whose sole occupation was to mix outlandish drinks. He was the bartender, equal parts chef, juggler, and magician, the unsung hero of the cocktail's golden age. This, my friends, is a dedication to 10 of my guests of the last 13 weeks. Here are my favorite chefs, jugglers, and magicians. No, not just because you're fame and good looks on this show, you gotta work for it.
Dollar bill, no glue, no sticky stuff, no magnets. I fold the bill in half, and all I do is rest the bill perfectly on my fingertips. And if I just concentrate, I can get the bill to perfectly suspend. No strings, no magnets, no mirrors, no trapdoors, no hidden assistance. Regular $1 bill. Nothing to see.
That looks awesome.
Money. Simple. Really, the secret is money. Is to get your quarter secretly in the fold of the bill. So the way I chose to start, I had the bill pre-folded, and I just held the coin with my thumb behind the bill, like that. You sharpen the crease, and it's very simple. You're just going to let the coin balance the bill on the edge of the fingertips.
3, 2, 1, go! Teach us something, Tommy.
The best way you can do a handstand for those at home that have never done it before is, first of all, you start by placing the bowl on the back of your hands, somewhere nice and comfortable on the knuckles. where your thumb can touch the side of the bottle down here, and then you can get used to balancing the bottle.
Gotcha. I like the thumb trick.
That's nice, huh? It's good for when if you're learning new, try with your left hand. But then you learn to balance that bottle and get used to having that bottle on the back of your hand. Then once you've got used to that, then you need to learn to catch it. So you're going to drop the bottle onto your hand, but as you catch it, you lower your hand and gently allow the bottle to land on your hand. We call it cushioning the catch.
Cushioning the catch.
Cushioning the catch, exactly. Imagine if someone throws a water balloon at you, you don't just grab it like this, you cushion the catch.
Can I curse on here?
Sure, absolutely. It's your show.
I mean, if I'm judging a cocktail, like the cocktail needs to be fucking delicious. It needs to be delicious. I don't care all this technique that you did to it. I don't care about all the ingredients that you used. The storytelling is absolutely an important piece of that too. But at the end of the day, your cocktail needs to taste fucking delicious. It needs to taste good. And that means you need to have a balanced cocktail. And a balanced cocktail comes with having a really good understanding of the classics, the classic templates. So if you can nail that, if you can nail down balance and you can nail the techniques, like, you're golden.
I remember the night that I knew I wanted to be a bartender is I was DJing. It was packed. You know, I had people coming up requesting songs because back then you can go up to the DJ and talk to them and request songs. And so I felt like I was busy. I was juggling a lot. And I look over at the bartenders and they have a packed bar and it's just lined up with a bunch of beautiful women at the bar, screaming the bartender's name. They're high-fiving, they're hugging. You know, they're sitting there having conversations with them. And I saw that what I was doing was providing entertainment and controlling the crowd. But also what they were doing was providing entertainment, controlling the crowd, and they're able to interact with the people that are in front of them.
Right.
And I was like,
they were hosting the party.
Exactly, yeah. And it was at that point I realized that I wasn't the party, that they were the party, that people were coming into this bar to see the bartenders, and the music was great, but I was the second host of the party. I wasn't the primary host of the party.
Always stay humble, no matter how many competitions you may win, or if you don't win, keep trying and keep competing no matter what. I mean, like, I barely won any competitions and I kept going, and even when I did win, I didn't act like I was the best out there, you know what I mean? Because I knew I wasn't, but even though I was one of the best females, I didn't act like it, you know what I mean? I stayed humble. Always work, always support the people that you're competing with. It's going to make it a lot easier. Like, it's going to make it a lot easier to stay in this world, in this bartending world. You're never competing against other people, you're competing against yourself.
There's old dog and new tricks, right?
As you know, when you do this for so long, you get a lot of opportunities that you get to take advantage of. But I think the trick is being flexible and not kind of putting yourself in one box. So I think, you know, from going, as you said, like we met in 2000, right, in the Cayman Islands,
right.
And to go from that to the whole cocktail thing, and then to go from, you know, to not just be a flair guy, and to not just be a mixology guy, and to not just be a club bartender, you know, to be able to do everything and kind of use all the skills in the toolbox, I think is the reason that I've been able to celebrate so many, you know, cool opportunities and exciting moments in the business.
Yeah, so pretty much what my masterclass focuses on is just bar flair techniques. So bar flair techniques is the simple but effective flair techniques that you can use behind the bar to stand out and look like a polished bartending professional. Even if you've been doing it for only a month or two, you want to have that presence behind the bar because, one, it's going to lead to more opportunity, bigger tips, and let's face it, you're going to look like a rock star behind that bar. That's what most of us want. But it's difficult to learn how to flair and how to do it properly because there's so many different lessons. You can go on YouTube and all the above. And so what I did is I put together a masterclass of all these techniques that work, that are easy to learn, they're effective, and they're safe, right? That's what you want. You don't want to be breaking bottles behind the bar.
Right.
So I wanted people how to just kind of stand out and not get scared, right? Stick to the basics, learn the basics, master the basics, and those basics will make you look like a pro. So I put together a collection of videos, step-by-step process to give you the fastest result possible.
Well, you know what? I'm going to let the video. Yeah, you were making pizza. It was 3:00 in the morning.
I was cooking dinner.
And you were cooking dinner. You were cooking pizza for us. It was just the two of us sitting in his kitchen carrying on as we do. Shall we have I should pour myself a little whiskey while we watch this very short video of me and some shenanigans in California. All right, Allison, if you could.
You are still not forgiven.
I'd love to hear your definition of what balance means.
We'll go back to what I just said about talking about booze, bitters, acid, sugar. I want to balance out all those components. And what I want to do is what the bitterness is going to do is going to help to take down the sweetness a little bit, take off the alcohol edge. What the sweetness is going to do is help the acid. The acid is going to do is help the sweetness. So when I think of a balanced cocktail, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a sip of my cocktail.
Right.
And my first impression should be all of it, right? I shouldn't be able to taste just mezcal. I shouldn't be able to taste just citrus. I shouldn't be able to taste just booze. If something is prevalent more than something else in your cocktail, then it's off balance.
And I said, Steve, the documentary really inspired me. A guy that I look up to like a god of bartending. He replies and he goes, hey, Kazam, yeah, nice to meet you. Really appreciate the kind words. Anytime you're in New York, stop by. We'll have a shot. I get to New York and Steve Schneider is on bar at employees only. Hey, Steve stuff,
Right.
Steve, right? And then he looks at his face. He goes, Kazam! And he grabs a bottle of Fernet, New York bartender's handshake, pours like frosted Fernet, like just shots, hands them to the bartenders and barbacks on bar. And he goes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Alex Kazam, my magician buddy from Canada who also bartends. Cheers. And the whole bar is looking at Steve, and he just gives me that shout out, and we cheers. We do the shot of Fernet. And from that day on, I've kept in touch with Steve because what he made me feel that day, Steve removed all ego from day one. And he reminded me, and I remember every day I come into work, I go, part sage, part chef, part rock star. That's our job.
I have 2 packs of cards here. Let's take a look. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cards in the red pack. And we'll take a look over here. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards in the blue pack, just like so. Now, Patricia, if you could choose a pack, please. The red or the blue, just say it out loud.
The red, please.
The red pack is Patricia's pack. Thomas, if you could choose a different pack.
Blue.
The blue pack. Oh, phew. That's so lucky for me. All right. So, Tom, you didn't really get to choose a pack. We understand that. So, what I'd like you to do is I would like you to choose any one of the queens. The diamond, heart, club, or spade, but don't say it out loud just yet.
Okay, just as mentally envision it.
Yes, and send it across the Atlantic for me.
Done.
All right. Now, Patricia, I need you to choose a queen as well, but I'd like you to choose a different queen. So, Tom, just what's the color of your queen?
Red.
Red. So, Patricia, if you could choose one of the black queens, the spade or the club.
Okay, good.
All right. So you each have one in your head.
Yes.
All right. So here we go. Out of the red pack, I am going to take one of the cards out of the red pack and turn it upside down and slide it inside the blue pack, just like so. I will take one card out of the blue pack and turn it upside down and slide it inside the red pack. Tom, what card did you choose? Which queen?
Queen of Hearts.
The Queen of Hearts. You don't want to change your mind?
No.
I want you to see that the Queen of Hearts is actually upside down in Patricia's pack. Patricia, what queen did you choose?
It was Spain.
The Queen of Spades? The Queen of Spades, of course, is upside down in the blue pack.
Nice.
All right? We're not going anywhere just yet because I want you to see that the Queen of Spades, just to prove that it came from the other pack, is from the red pack, and the Queen of Hearts is from the blue.
Oh, no, he did.
And if that's not enough, the Queen of Hearts and the Queen of Spades, just like that, if you'd have chosen anything else, the Joker would have been on me. Now I'd like to show you the garnish that we put on top of our drink, which is actually the bar trick of the week. The bar trick of the week, I am using the lid of just a plastic container of some sort, just a plastic lid. I'm using this one because it's got a perfect round, and you'll see how it makes the chocolate. All right, and we have the shelled chocolate. This happens to be Hershey's, doesn't really matter. All right, shake that up. Now the shell, a hard shell, I'll just pour that in here. Just a little bit, and we'll let that drip out. We'll just let that pour in and drip out. And now I'm just going to slowly roll it to the sides here, allowing that chocolate to completely fill in that perfect circle. Look at that. Look how perfect that circle becomes. Now I'll let that settle just for a moment here and reach over to my orange. I just want to take a thin zest out of the orange here. And you can go ahead and use a cookie cutter here if you'd like and cut it up with a cookie cutter so you can create shapes, or I'd like to do this shape here. I'll just carve that and then come from the bottom here and carve this all the way up and around, making a perfect half of a yin and yang symbol. All right, there we go. And this will just get placed right in the center. All right, I just want to make sure this chocolate gets off to the side here. That's all going to settle out when it gets inside. Now we'll let this settle. I will put this in the freezer and let it freeze up, and that will become this right here. So there's the piece of chocolate pulled out of the plastic Tupperware. I have to use plastic so that you can bend the plastic and release the mold of the chocolate circle. Okay, you can be as creative as you want, pour different things in there, create different shapes out of your orange. That is our bar trick of the week, this really cool garnish that floats right on top of the drink. All right, I guess we're done. That is so good.
So good.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying really hard not to snort it up my nose.
Let's try this again.